All right, now the tropics, stirring up some moisture that could have some big impacts on the Gulf Coast states. Here's a live look at Houston and New Orleans, a couple of those cities in play for impacts that could include flooding. And as we know, it doesn't take much for these cities to flood. And believe it or not, both of those cities, fairly decent rainfall deficits for the year. An Intercontinental, I think, or Hobby was just over 5 inches. In New Orleans, the rainfall deficit is greater than 6 inches. And now we're watching this area of low pressure, not closed yet, so still just an area that the Hurricane Center has its eyes on. But thunderstorm activity has picked up over the past few hours. And this is the area that the Hurricane Center says there's a 20% chance of development into depression, maybe something bigger over the next 5 days. You'll see that 20 show up as it slowly tries to drift on off across parts of Central America, eventually maybe toward the Bay of Campeche, and maybe into the Gulf Coast over the upcoming weekend, Father's Day weekend. So certainly something you're going to want to tune back for through the weekend, as this area here, hatched in yellow, is the area where there could be some development. Now, it's got some landmass to worry about and to get over, but once it gets into the southwestern Gulf, that's the point that we're thinking that there could be some development. Mid and upper level high pressure kind of steering that low pressure system off toward the west and northwest. Now, last week it looked like maybe further east, but now everything has trended further west and weaker. So that's good news for some and bad news for others, as that rich tropical moisture will continue to spread east as we get into this upcoming weekend. So that means in places like Louisiana, around Texas, including Houston and Corpus Christi, respectively, these areas could see some heavy rain with a few showers, thunderstorms. At least that's the forecast as that surge of tropical moisture comes in. So what it looks like Thursday, we'll start to see maybe the onset of some of those showers, thunderstorms. But I think as we get into Friday and Saturday, we may see that rain become a little bit more widespread. And with that widespread rainfall and thunderstorms, especially from Lake Charles to Houston, Corpus Christi, and Brownsville, closer to the coast, that chance may go up. And as we get into Sunday, some of that moisture could reach as far north as Dallas and back into northern Louisiana, around Lafayette, maybe into Mississippi. So at this point, it looks like we are going to have kind of a rainy weekend here out across parts of the Gulf Coast here, with the GFS model showing some of the heaviest rain from Lake Charles to in and around Houston. So there could be multiple inches of rain in some of these spots, Mark, that, believe it or not, actually need some rainfall.
Yeah, but there is such